And Wayne would slide around on this little floor like he had skates on with a little miniature hockey stick, and she would sit there with a little stick and be his goalie.
In between periods, the big thing that I loved to do was grab a ball or roll up a sock and take a little hockey stick, and she would play goal and I would take shots on her. And then when the period would start, we'd watch the game again.
The odd time he would miss, of course, and hit her in the shins. We knew when that happened.
When Wayne was just 2 years old, Walter returned to the river by the farm with his young son at his side.
He'd never ever been on skates before. I bought him a pair of skates, took him down to the river, put him on the ice, and he literally skated, just skated.
Walter built a rink behind their house in Brantford. It became known throughout the neighborhood as the Wally Coliseum. Soon Wayne was spending more time on the ice than in the house.
I would get on the ice before school and skate for an hour, hour and a half. When school was over at 3 o'clock, I would come home and I would skate till 5:30, 5:45, and then my parents would call me in for dinner. I would go back on the ice for another hour. And then Saturdays were basically spent from 8 in the morning till about 6 o'clock, 6:30 at night skating.
There were some evenings, for example, it'd be pretty late, it'd be 10 o'clock at night, and I had a floodlight in the backyard, and his mother would say, "Walter, would you please go bring him in the house? It's 10 o'clock. The neighbors are going to think we're all crazy in this house."
With a little imagination, the Wally Coliseum became an NHL arena, and Wayne was number 9, the great Gordie Howe.
The Howe, he says, score! Gordie Howe!
You know, you get the puck and you go around a pylon. There's always, Gordie Howe goes around the defenseman and scores a winning goal in the Stanley Cup. We all did that. That's what it was all about.
What Wayne wanted most of all was to leave the fantasy world of the backyard rink and join a real team. Although much too young to play organized hockey in Brantford, he convinced his dad to take him to a tryout.
The first year he ever played, he was 6 years old. The youngest traveling team we had at that time were 10-year-old boys. He made that team. He scored 1 goal that year. 4 years later, for that same team, he scored 378 goals, and these were 10-minute straight time periods.
While Wayne was something special on the ice, away from the game, he was just another kid, playing with his younger sister Kim and spending time at Grandma Gretzky's farm.
We would go to visit my grandparents every Sunday. It was kind of a thing that the family did. Get there after church. We'd get there around 12:30, 1:45. And my grandmother would make this whole homemade dinner of, Polish delicacies, sort of. And that was always a lot of fun.
For Wayne, summer meant long days on the farm or playing lacrosse or baseball. The Gretzky family grew to include 3 more boys, Keith, Glenn, and Brent. But it was Wayne who attracted all the attention. As the trophy collection grew ever larger, Walter Gretzky made sure that his young son understood that with success comes responsibility.
The biggest thing that he saw is that I had a love for this game. And for whatever reason, he felt that for some reason I was in a very special situation. I can remember after a game, we got beat 6-1, and I was kind of, nonchalant about it. And so I remember my dad very, quietly saying, it doesn't matter if it's the first game or the last game. People are coming to watch you play, and you got to play well every game. You can't have any bad games. I mean, he told me that when I was 9, 10 years old. And he didn't say it to put pressure on me. He didn't say it to push me or motivate me. He just really believed that.
Like his hero, Gordie Howe, Wayne wore number 9. At a Kiwanis Club dinner in Brantford, he got the chance to meet his idol.
When I met Gordie Howe, I was 10 years old. He was bigger and better and nicer than I ever imagined. And all I did from that moment on was think about one day I'd love to play with Gordie Howe or against Gordie Howe.
While barely a teenager, Wayne began to attract national attention. Newspaper and magazine articles were written, and radio introduced the young phenomenon to hockey fans from coast to coast.
Wayne, how do you feel about all the publicity you've had? I mean, does it bother you? Do kids at school razz you about it?
No, they all just joke about it at school. Every day when I come back, they tell me all about it, and as if I didn't know about it.
As Wayne attracted attention, he also attracted critics. Jealous parents called him a puck hog, even though he recorded as many assists as goals.
I think the biggest problem that Wayne encountered was the fact that if you have a boy in a team and Wayne's on that team, who's got the puck all the time? Pretty soon, you, as a parent, are going to resent him. It never bothered Wayne at first, but it bothered me badly.
What's sad about it is, out of 30 parents, 26 or 27 of them were tremendous. And it's always the 1 or 2 or 3 bad apples in a bushel cart that ruin it for everyone. And that pressure wasn't something that a normal 11, 12, 13-year-old needed to go through.
I tried to tell Wayne that it would always be like that the better you get, the worse it's going to get, because everybody cares about their own. And so you're going to be turned on. And this did happen. So one of the reasons we moved him to Toronto.
But 14-year-olds can't leave home for hockey. The Ontario Minor Hockey Association ruled that if Wayne wanted to continue in minor hockey, he had to return to Brantford. The courts agreed. Instead, Gretzky made the jump to Junior B. At 14 years old and 135 pounds, Wayne was now facing players as old as 20. After 2 seasons in Toronto, 16-year-old Wayne joined the Junior A Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. The move meant living with a new family and attending a new school. The Greyhounds already had a player wearing number 9. Wayne tried 14 before deciding on 2 9s. A Gretzky trademark was born.
I like it up here so far. The hockey end of it, I was the first draft choice, and right now all the fans of Sault Ste. Marie are on my side, and I'm happy for that, and I just hope I keep going good.
Gretzky became the top junior player in the country. At 17, he remained 3 years away from NHL eligibility. But in the 70s, there was a big league alternative,